Welcome to the Lost at Home podcast. Here are your hosts, Scott Bear and Jeremiah Johnson.
Welcome to the Lost at Home podcast. My name is Scott.
And I'm Jeremiah.
And I'm not used to talking like this.
Why are you doing it?
Radio voice.
Is that your COVID voice? Do you have upper respiratory issues that has caused you problems?
It has made me sexier to the women.
Isn't that great? I'll die in 2 weeks, but god damn it if I'm not getting my dick sucked while I'm going out.
I am going to die from gravitas.
Yes. That's right.
Gravitas 19. Well, I think we found a title for the show.
I think probably already, yeah.
Although we haven't fallen the coronavirus-themed titling.
Yeah, I mean, but we're still, like, calling it, I'm still putting titles on there.
Yeah, we decided that we're not numbering the episodes for reals like we used to until the lockdown ends, and then we'll go back to regular numerical episodes when the stories aren't so COVID-centric, because that's all there is in the fucking news nowadays.
Exactly.
And, well, what we did today is we built a nice little show. We did find a few news stories that are not COVID-related, thank fucking God. And we have a couple updates, too, on previous stories that we've covered in, I think this one is about a year old, our first one.
Yeah, okay.
Do we just want to dive right in? I mean, first of all, happy May the 4th.
Oh, May the 4th be with you. Yeah, we're recording this on May the 4th. People might be listening to this as early as...
June 49th.
yeah, man, pandemic changed a lot of shit. Calendars just out the window for no reason. People just like, Gregorian motherfucker, fuck you, crap.
Those were, that's a Star Wars date. They have 50 days in their monthly calendars.
Yeah, we're just going to let everybody just choose whatever fucking days they want. I was going to say tomorrow's Cinco de Mayo as well, so if people, hopefully are going to be able to enjoy maybe some remote, get-togethers with folks. I know we have a lot of Hispanic population here, the great state of Vermont. I know him. He's very cool. Jose Ocho, shout out. That's a callback to an old thing.
It is. I like a good callback.
And a good callback. Oh, actually, so even though we're not exactly going to be following our format, before we jump in, do you want to give the people a little understanding of what we try to do in the show? Oh, God,
it's been a while. I kind of forgot that we should maybe do the recap at the beginning.
Yeah, like who we are, what we do. Yeah.
All right. Well, the Lost and Known podcast is a show that takes the weirdest, most obscure news stories that we can find on the internet, things that you won't find on a lamestream media.
Lamestream fake news media, boom, boom, boom.
And what we do is we report on these stories, we give you a little bit of the gist of what's happening, and then we try, as best we can, to twist these into new content, whether it be a TV show, a movie, a comic book, a book, stand-up act, it doesn't fucking matter, a rap song. We try our best to twist these things into something a little original, and we do have a disclaimer that if you want to run with the idea, go ahead, just give us a little bit of credit, and if we say we want to hold on to the idea, stay the fuck at home.
That's right.
Which means don't go to your production studio and start filming this shit, which you can't.
Yeah.
We're all dying.
So here's something that I have not done yet. Death is... inevitable.
I like how you just talked to my crying. Like, yeah, fuck you, snowflake.
Actually, something we have not taken the advantage of too much during this is, so while this is going on, I have taken like a few minutes here and there to borrow / probably just flat out now own the green screen that our work has. We don't do any, my work had a green screen for one project once upon a time, and it has just been folded up, and I was like, I'm going to take that home. I have not used it much yet.
Well, we have plans.
So I want to use that, and I also have, I ended up buying a bunch of really stupid costume pieces and stuff to make some really bad, let's say,
I hope it was an
Dexter
eBay
style
lot of random Halloween shit. We haven't opened this box since 1970. It's been in the attic.
That would be great.
We don't know what's in it.
Awesome.
You just get it.
A lot of Hitler stuff. Apparently that was cooler back then.
Actually, back then it probably wouldn't have raised as many eyebrows.
Yeah, I think it probably more.
Actually, we had blackface.
The thing we've it's
just shoe polishing Hitler stuff.
Shoe polish and Nazi, I don't know.
I'm Black Hitler.
Yeah. Hey, everybody, see, it's
Who does
cool.
that offend?
Dynamite. Yeah. Wait, what? What are you? Oh, that's right. That was a show back then. Okay.
I'm trying to think of the Venn diagram of who is most offended by blackface Hitler.
Oh yeah, I think it's just.
Well, he's shitting on Hitler, but he's Hitler, but he's blackface.
Is it offensive to everybody or therefore offensive to nobody? I think that's where the cylindrical aspect of life comes around, where sometimes something so far left can also be so far right. And there's actually a nice little marriage at the very... The link of the cylinder where the things join. What is that? Where you have the two opposite sides.
What is that meridian line or whatever that goes around the world through latitude? I want to say that divides the timelines where you can literally skip a day by passing that one line.
Yeah, that's right. The date thing.
Yeah, it's that for politics.
Yes,
and personal politics.
Oh,
There's that left and right hit mark where they connect.
Well, I
and
can't think of the name
line.
of that. Yeah, it sucks that I can't think of the name.
I want to say Prime Meridian, but I think I'm completely wrong.
It's
because I just know that as a word and not as a thing I know the definition of.
Yeah. I'm gonna look that up because now I'm all bummed out.
All right, let's go. Let's go to a break.
Let's see. There's the international dateline. Yeah. Okay, that's where we go. The line of demarcation, I think, is maybe the one we're thinking of.
Ooh, very good.
Yeah, it's also just the international dateline, which I think what I was thinking, and that's the one that is at 0 degrees.
I'll show you my line of demarcation.
Yeah, so
it's that line where if you look below it, everything changes between S, Jared. Everything will change.
And it is from the prime meridian. You are correct. Yes,
it is. Okay.
Yeah, so 0 degrees longitude.
It is longitude, not latitude. In fact.
Well, yeah, and so the beauty of that is I know that there's one I think it's in Alaska where it's somewhere in the Aleutian Islands where it's technically Alaska because it has this one island is the easternmost and westernmost point in the United States.
Nice.
So it's actually a very cool little idea because people are like, what is the easternmost point in the United States? People are like, it's got to be somewhere in Maine, right? It's like, nope. It's Alaska, also the westernmost point in the United States. Nice. It's one of the Aleutian Islands. So.
If someone told me that was a trick question, I'd probably say like some island off the coast of Maine, honestly.
Well, yeah, I would assume like the eastern one, but I would be like, well, you're asking, so it's got to be something tricky, but at the same time, like what? Like maybe Florida sticks out a little bit more because it's like trying to like showboat.
Only when it's hard.
Yeah. No, Florida goes hard all the time. Anyway, we are going to give some updates to where we're at.
Yeah, we're going to start the updates with a update to a story we did, like I said earlier, about a year ago, I think. Yeah. It's about a woman who had a sexual attraction to a chandelier.
Probably still does, I think. And the chandelier's name is Lumiere, right? From Lumiere.
Which is
from
is that fucking great name.
First of all, I mean, it's just a cool name anyway, but was that the name of the Beauty and the Beast?
The candlestick.
Candle? Right, yeah.
Maybe.
And also
I'm only agreeing because I knew what you were going for.
Also, Lumiere, I think is like the name for like light or light measurement or whatever it is. Like lumas and lumens,
but I do not
lumens
know,
and all that.
I do not know that candle Labra is named that. I just knew where you were going.
Yes.
I don't want to spread fake news because we stray away from that when we can help it.
Beauty and the Beast. You know the thing I love about so the thing I love about not autocorrect, but the fact that Google knows what you're trying to type is
fuck, what kind of porn just came up?
It's like, we know you.
Beautiful bestiality.
So
9.
So I had to. So I'm missing the E key on this keyboard, and I do have on this laptop, and I do have a small keyboard, but sometimes I don't want to worry about it. So I just have to sometimes type it without the E's and hope that it knows what I'm doing. So I'm trying to type in BUTY and THBAST, booty and the bass, and let me see if it knows, and it does. Boom. Thank you. All right. Anyway, I don't even know why.
Without that E key, Jer, every time you do a search, it's a RISP for Dister. I was trying my hard to say recipe for disaster without any E's.
Okay, I figured that was in there.
It is a really hard phrase to say without any E's.
And guess what? It's very difficult to type without the letter E. Yeah.
Actually, disaster would be disaster. Disaster.
It's still disaster. Almost like a map.
You have to say harder.
Almost like an app, like if there was a disaster app, that's how they'd spell it. Like
recipe.
With the E.
Recip.
Yeah.
Recip.
Yeah. Rick.
Anyway, we have fun.
So this is a British woman who's been in a long-term relationship with a 92-year-old German chandelier. So she also likes the oldies, and been looking for a
get to blow the cobwebs out of that chandelier.
Yeah, that's right.
That chandelier is hot when you touch the lit bulbs that have been on for a while.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because that's the way lights work, and it's true. Could very well.
That's all I got. That's all I got.
So she was told recently there was a court decision that was essentially or originated by her. The suit was originated by her, and she was told that her attraction to historic lighting fixtures is not considered to be protected sexual orientation. And the reason this happened is because the press regulator, IPSO, made the ruling after the woman, Amanda Liberty, complained about an article in The Sun mocking her public declaration of love for Lumiere. And I believe we probably covered like the Sun type, article that was making fun of it. I'm sure we probably did our usual disclaimer and be like, whatever you're into, you're into. That's all good. Do what you want to do. do. What do you get? It's not hurting anybody. Go fuck that chandelier. It might not be a fucking thing. It might just be, I find it sexy. But she has this is an actual objectum sexual, which I think we covered on before, and we maybe even come up with other cases. We've definitely covered other cases.
Just being sexually attracted to objects.
Objects, yes. And it's something, psychologically that does occur in somebody, but they were saying that so the reason this came up is she was arguing that the newspaper's article breached the regulator's code of conduct, which requires publishers to avoid prejudicial or pejorative references to an individual's sexuality. And essentially, this regulator came back and said, technically, that's not the kind of sexuality. Also, because she had gone on record and talked about the her sexual preference for this lighting fixture before they covered it, they were actually technically then just commenting on it. So she had already brought it out to the public sphere, and therefore it became essentially...
So she pulled a Trump. She's like, I don't like how you use my exact quotes against me.
Yeah, essentially. Well, because there were, it was definitely a mocking article and saying, and she was like,
how can it not be?
I mean, yes, it's a lot of people are not understanding of this kind of thing. I mean, and of course, it's going to be mocked by a lot of people, and I'm sure she was aware that people come forward and are, fucking ghosts and stuff like that. I'm sure they've got to be aware that they're going to be mocked. Maybe in her mind, she's going to bring it out there and enlighten people with this, mindset, and people are going to be like, oh, fine. And I'm not saying everybody should mock somebody, but at the same time, if you go out there and expect to not expect to be mocked, then you just don't know how the internet works. Yep. It would be great if maybe over time people, didn't mock people about this kind of stuff, but at the same time, we don't live in that day yet. And maybe she's making strides toward that thing, but at the same time, she was the one that outwardly got this out there, and now it became essentially in the public sphere for people to comment on. The same thing is like if you create a YouTube video and people then use the clips from the YouTube video to criticize what you said in that YouTube video, even if it's just their personal opinions on you, that is now legal. If somebody went and just talked about you and slandered you, and you never said anything out there about any of that, and they're just shitting on you, that would be a different story, because you never actually wanted to be a public sphere. They're bringing you duress by bringing this information out there that you didn't want public. In this case, she brought it out first. So I can see where the court would maybe talk about this kind of thing. And yeah, the Sun's a rag. It's an Enquirer type newspaper, but at the same time, they're allowed to say this ridiculous dumb shit.
I think the only way to spin this into new content would be the only news outlet that would actually try their hardest to keep this tasteful, if you will, which would be NPR. And I could just picture in the booth 3 NPR reporters trying to talk about this, not ridicule her, try to make it as normal as possible.
Try to be woke.
And they one by one have strokes on air trying to normalize it as hard as they possibly can.
And especially there's all these there's got to be some low-hanging pun fruit that's out there that they don't even mean to accidentally step on. And they're just trying to backtrack all the terrible shit they're about to almost say.
It's a lot of befuddlement, a lot of stammering.
By that, it's essentially they short circuit and die.
Yep. And when we're done, we have 3 dead NPR reporters, some dead air. So whoever's in the booth just puts on Sia's Chandelier.
Yep. Oh yeah.
The song by her. I
but
want to call it a hit song, even though I don't even know what it sounds like.
But it's a good song actually. The piano version of it's actually really good. But actually like a smooth jazz cover of it, like a Norah Jones version of Sia's Chandelier. That's what would play on.
Sia's been on this entire season of the Ron Burgundy podcast because she's fake dating him on the show.
Oh, nice.
Obviously, he's not a real person; he's a character. But that would be perfect because he does the jazz flute. Well, so you could do a mashup of the two.
I think I love
jazzy, fluty, soft.
I think I actually really dig about Sia. She's always had a great sense of humor because
she's so funny on that show.
She was the one that played that did remember that whole season with Lord in South Park where Randy was Lord. She's the one that did the music as Lord, so the Lord songs in that are Sia.
Wow.
And she's a she was bazillion, fucking album sold kind of person doing this ridiculous.
She's an under the radar Rihanna.
Well, and then, and she obviously there was videos of her not wanting to show her face and all that kind of stuff. So even the silk robe and kimonos, the Bash Brothers, I was just rewatched that on Lonely Island.
Yeah, she's not even in the video.
She's not in the video. It's just some this
lip
dude
syncing her singing
with the hair stuff and everything and this sweet lip syncing. And I'm like, oh man, she's pretty dope to be in that kind of thing, but also be a really ridiculously talented musician. She's up there with I never got into like Lady Gaga or anything like that much, but I understand why people appreciate her. She can write the hell out of songs.
I really like her
crazy,
music.
amazing performer.
Not her new stuff, but her first 2 albums.
Oh yeah,
I listened
and
to
the
the
things
shit out of
I
those.
never listened to a ton of them, but I loved like some of the stuff I'd heard, and I always had a lot of respect for her. And I think the same thing about like Sia, as far as like writing the shit out of your songs, making them really good. Also, when you can just move your song over to a piano and it sounds like another amazing song, like it shows you actually know how to write a tune. Like it can actually port over to just a piano. Anyway, Sia, good for you. I don't know where we got on this, but
Sia wouldn't want to be ya? Nah, that's lame. That's low-hanging fruit.
Yeah, but let's go ahead and allow that to kill that story. Nail in the coffin.
Nail in the coffin. Now, our next update is the ICP Gathering of the Juggalos. We cover this every year, which is why we're calling it an update, because we usually do a story about the gathering when there's news to tell. That usually happens in the summer, late summer-ish. This year, not happening at all because of COVID-19.
Yeah, which I mean, let's face it right now. Everybody's already thinking it. Some people have already mentioned it. How is it that the Insane Clown Posse is more responsible than the United States government?
Especially with 0 Insane Clown Posse member deaths.
Yeah.
I don't believe I've heard a single reported clown in a hospital. Not one.
Yeah,
it would make the news.
It would make hilarious news.
It would going in with a Faygo in your hand and full face mask, full face covering.
The old reverse Patch Adams.
Yeah. Trying to make the doctors who are treating him while he dies or her happy.
Yep. That's So
we got him on a drip of Faygo.
And actually, and how about this? It's been a while since I played this. To go out on the show today, I'll actually play our old what it's like to be a juggalo. Yeah, it's an old 5-star review song from probably now 4 or 5 years ago.
Yep. In fact, there's a word video on our YouTube channel.
A lyric video.
Yeah. There we go. I forgot what it was called because those were hot for like a second 4 years ago.
Yeah,
and now they're not.
I'm pretty sure we've gone out on the song a couple of times now. But it's usually around the time of the gathering of the Juggalos, and we're not going to have that, so we might as well bring it up while we're talking about that. I'm not saying we're not going to have Juggalo Week. People who have listened to the show might realize usually around gathering of the Juggalos or shortly thereafter, we have a Juggalo Week. Started because there was the first year we ever did it was Juggalo Week was the same week as Shark Week, and we're like, fuck Shark Week, let's talk about Juggalos, and we ended up with this really like high level appreciation for juggalos and juggalettes by the time it was done. We went in like expecting like to come out like mocking and scathing. We're like, actually this is a pretty decent community by the time it's done.
Yep, absolutely.
They're rife for mockery, but they also like have a great sense of humor about themselves and also accept all types of people. And obviously in this case they actually care about the band itself, cares about their fans and shit. And so it's been a while, but I'm gonna play it to go out on today. So enjoy the Juggalo song when we go out.
Real quick, I have new content for this. I think it'll work. I am giving this 1 second because apparently I have to answer a few questions to get to where I'm going. I've opened a story that I haven't shown you, but it relates to the Juggalo thing.
Do you want to just do a survey on the air while you're doing this?
Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm doing.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, this is great radio.
All right. So my idea is instead of the Juggalo concert being a live event, my idea here is it's a Zoom event when it actually happens. So what we end up with, instead of like
it'd be great
you going around this mud pit with all the bands playing, probably no bands, but you have like a 19 to 200 open windows of Zoom of all juggalos with their face masks on.
The gallery view, but it's these tiny little.
It gets really tiny because it's like everyone who would have gone.
And nobody's muted, so everybody's just everybody's talking over each other, and it's all. And meanwhile, what the band is playing, I've actually been looking into some. There's like hardware. It's mostly hardware, some software solutions for bands who want to like do live jamming that helps with like latency and stuff like that. And the best thing, they're like hardware solutions. So people have, there's stuff out there that allow people to do stuff remotely but live and synced up and everything like that with headphones. So you can actually have live bands playing in multiple areas. And then, but the greatest thing is, like you were saying, the entire audience is on Zoom.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like they're just watching it like a lot of other things where you just watch the feed, but you're not technically on camera. Every single audience member. So it's just a wall of juggalos.
Yep.
And juggalettes, sorry.
And
juggalos.
And I don't think I'd stay to watch much of it, but I want to be there for the roll call just so I can hear, like, this. Like, as it starts from one corner and it works its way around, you got Wrist Cutter, Clown Syndrome, Pink-Eyed Strangler, Krusty, Whoop Whoop, Nug Bones, Kill Ya Homie, Psycho Santa Claus. That's with a S at the end as a $. And it's missing a lot of letters.
Yeah, I could hear all of that in actually the pronunciation.
Dark Zuckerberg, Psycho Pussy Fiend, Kid Cracker, Nugs, Sucker Bitch, Dark Murder Thug, Basement Dweller, Murder Thug Nuts, 420, Joker 2 Smoker.
Who are these people?
Lunatic. And spelled like tick, but with an extra K. Like, bug tick.
Did you just come across a random Juggalo name generator?
Yep. Blaze the Dead. Fucking Magnets. With a Z.
Also somehow a $.
Crack Rocks. 2 X's.
Okay.
you gotta know that's too great.
And also $.
Dirty Needles. Extra E's and a Z.
Yep.
And then Semen to Demon.
Sweet, I like that.
So that's our roll call. Yeah. And I would just sit there
bravo. And I just like the classic, like I've been on plenty of conference calls and everybody has like the same generic like business conference call ways they like introduce themselves. Like, yo, you got fucking magnets here.
It's not my fault that you have 9 Bobs to work with you.
But everybody like tries to then like make something they don't want to redo what the other person did. So you got Seaman the Demon on the line. And like, yep, Bob here. And like just over like it's always everybody has to have their own way of introducing themselves a little bit differently.
Crack a strange ass here. Next one's Billy from Ohio.
N too deep, letter N, number 2. Number 1 when it comes to talk.
The people who actually explain the numerical and the changing of letters. Like,
well, that's one of the things in my song where it is like N too deep is like letter N number 2, and the next guy is lost and found, letter N number found. He doesn't realize he's just trying to copy the guy before him. I'm very proud of this song. It's actually pretty. It's pretty good. It's actually it's a Lost Boys sample is the circusy sample that people will hear in it. So the movie The Lost Boys also just gives you a reason to watch that. All right, so we got that ICP news and the new content out of the way. Good for you, Juggalos, Juggalettes, and ICP members for taking care of your people, unlike our current administration, a number of governors and leaders will not do for our country itself. It's funny that the ICP is not too worried about losing a few bucks during this whole thing. Oh, not only that, they donated all the merch from that to hospitals to make face masks out of.
Whoa! Yeah. So you got these fucked up face masks with parts of like Juggalos with the axe
exactly.
and shit.
Yeah, because they're not the medical ones, but a lot of people are running out. They just need the ones that are like protective and like essentially they're not the medical face masks. They're not for like the orderlies or anything like that, but they're for them to give away out to the community. A lot of hospitals are doing that. My sister and a bunch of like friends of mine are crafty and they're like to sew, so they're taking like a bunch of stuff like that. They're making face masks. They package them up, send them somewhere. People wash them, and then they get them out to the community.
I actually saw today a no-sew face mask. It was literally taking a black sock and cutting the heel off, and then making 2 little cuts near the top for ears. Yeah. And the heel is the shape of your chin, pretty much. Okay. So it looked like a legit mask you would buy at the store.
See, I made the first one I made before the face mask I got. I ordered actually came in. I wanted to go down to the liquor store in town when it's opened back up, but they are required to go in. They require you to actually wear a mask, which is the opposite of what most liquor stores during non-pandemic times do. Like only people in masks get to come into the liquor store. So the one I did was like a pillowcase and all that, but it just required rubber bands and some folding. The problem is I didn't have any like good sized rubber bands. So
I've seen that rubber band folding.
Yeah, so it just didn't work because it was too tight.
I think the sock thing works a little nicer if you are really looking for something just simple and you have no idea how to sew.
Yep. Oh yeah, and that's the thing is I went for no sew because I don't even have anything to sew with. But now I got regular old masks and stuff like that, and so now I'm good. I can get booze downtown, and at the end of the day, isn't that the one thing that's important?
Was it like Black Friday when you went? Was there like a line around the block? And
I actually have not had to go.
3 people got trampled to death. More trampling deaths from liquor sales than COVID deaths.
I actually haven't had to go because the 2 times so far since they've opened up that I was planning on going, you were coming over here and you were nice enough to stop at the liquor store on the way to here to save me a trip and a mask. So you've been nice enough to actually prevent me from having to go down there. But the reason I got the mask was essentially for that one exact thing. And honestly, liquor in this day and age has been very important. Sales have gone up, but also the people in the liquor community, the distillers and whatnot, have also been helping out by helping us create hand sanitizer. So it's been working double duty in that case.
And speaking of hand sanitizer, we are about to go into coronavirus droppings.
I'm just a smoker. Don't stay.
That's the best thing you can say to anyone in a store or whatever. If you cough and they just stare at you, you'd be like, smoker.
Yeah, just smoker. No, I'm dying for a different reason.
My favorite, if you cough in public and someone gives you the stink eye, I'd be like, no, terminal lung cancer.
Yep. Oh, yeah, no, way worse. Yeah. But you're not going to catch it. So speaking of that, you've got a story about the FDA here and hand sanitizers, because I was just mentioning, a lot of distillers have pivoted. They're still producing what they produce, but because they've already got the alcohol distillation process in-house, that's half the battle. What is like hand sanitizers, like 80+%?
Yeah, and the problem with these alcohol companies making the hand sanitizer is they're used to making a finely crafted, good tasting product.
Yeah, so you've got like a rosemary infused hand sanitizer with
barrel aged.
Yeah, our hand sanitizer is going to be ready in 2026. A smoky flavor. We already have our new content for this. Definitely. Yeah. In fact, actually, I'm going to write this.
Barrel aged hand sanitizer.
I'm actually going to write this as a note because I actually want to create a fake. Look for it in the next coming weeks. I would like to make a fake commercial for that. Anyway, so you continue with that. I'm going to
as you rub it on your hands, you get hints of oak and pine, and is that a wisp of licorice? Why, yes, it is.
Yeah. Just like peat.
When will this batch be ready? For wave 19 of COVID-19.
That's right.
We planned this.
Our 15-year aging process for this hand sanitizer. The smoky finish.
Actually, it would smell really nice to rub some of that in your hands.
Like somebody smells like leather and old cigars. It's just like the Faulkner fucking hand sanitizer.
Yeah, so the FDA basically is worried that a lot of these companies making their emergency hand sanitizer and people who've never made it before are making it so that it doesn't quite taste bad enough. And the worry is
a lot of times they're getting packaged in the same type of packaging they would package their liquor in as well. They might
not
be branded, but they've still got the same bottles.
It might be in a fifth bottle or
or even like the little like airplane bottles. But they don't have the branded, but like it looks like I could just take a shot of this or whatever. It's also a lot of times like not colored. It's not like bright green like the stuff you buy on the shelf, which is there to like intentionally be like,
it has a color that looks like poison.
Yeah, this is it. Where they're like, again, like like a nice smoky fucking color. It's probably clear in a lot of cases. It's probably more like moonshine than anything.
Now, this measure is being asked for mainly to protect children who, depending on the age, might drink it because it looks like it's clear nothingness, like water, or people who are a little older might drink it for the alcohol content, or, and this is not cited in the story, but it was my first go-to thought, Trump supporters who blindly follow him.
Who think like, I could actually just like drink some bleach or inject
did you see that Onion article that came out last week?
No.
Man goes into the grocery store or whatever store, Walmart, doesn't matter, and buys one of every cleaning product just in case Trump announces it's the cure.
I think a chance he will. Sarcastically. Yeah, but the thing about this is because there was actually a report of some kid doing this. But I will say this. Okay, if that kid was doing it, I feel like that kid probably knows what booze tastes like and is like, this is booze. Because you know what
tastes like booze.
But you know what doesn't taste good to a kid, probably just as good as hand sanitizer? Booze. Booze does not taste good to children either. No. Booze does not have a good taste until you actually like get to appreciate its depth and complexity. By that, it means all adults lie about they liking the taste of alcohol. Nobody does. It's just you like to get drunk. If you like the taste so much, why aren't you eating fucking, Jameson lollipops? Why? Because it tastes shitty. But if it tastes shitty, but then you can like be like, I like the complexity, and no, you like getting drunk. Everybody does, including children.
Except,
honestly, this stuff also gets people drunk.
The first taste of alcohol to anyone's gross.
Yes.
Same with coffee, same with cigarettes. Most things that are awesome.
That ultimately, let's just face it. That first sweet taste of fucking crystal meth as it blasts through your eventually eroding teeth is gonna be fucking sucky. But you know what?
Tastes like future gingivitis and rot.
Yeah, but it also tastes like productivity, baby. That's right. I'm gonna write a novel. I'm gonna stay up for 11 days. It's gonna get weird by the end, but it's gonna be a novel.
All right, we have one more coronavirus story. Trust us, there were thousands, and there were some weird ones.
It's almost
but
all,
I feel like it's become mainstream news because it just is the news. You're just going to see coronavirus news. So this story, I'm sure it broke today. By the time you hear this, you probably heard it, but it's fucking funny enough for us to talk about. So I don't care if it's a little above the boards, considering we do try to find the most obscure stories like fucking a chandelier. That's pretty much the tip of the hat for us. That's where we really like to bring ourselves home. Alex Jones-so, nutbag, and this is the nuttiest bag of nuts he's ever nutted.
And actually, and not to keep going back to the stuff we've...
Go back to it?
Nut to go back to
I said nut so many times, I think I'm going to keep going.
Nut to go back to, other stuff we made for the show, but if I wasn't already playing the Juggalo song, because that's more important, in a future show, maybe I'll replay the Alex Jones song, because I also want to write a new one based on this crazy thing we're about to talk about, but... A while ago, I wrote an Alex Jones song. I thought maybe...
Did you record it? It's all done? Did I hear it?
Oh, the old Alex Jones, he's a fucking warrior? Yeah, we played it a couple times on this. Yeah. I mean, it's like 2 years, 3 years old. I don't know.
You know what? Fuck it. Let's pause and just play it right now.
All right.
I want to talk about someone special. Someone who isn't afraid to tell the truth. Someone who's finally cutting through this globalist news machine to reveal the inner workings of the New World Order. A real hero and patriot. Of course, I'm talking about none other than Alex Jones. He's a fucking warrior. Alex Jones. Not just a fat fucking piece of shit. Alex Jones. Or a lying fucking hypocrite. Alex Jones. He's a fucking warrior. Chemtrails. Warrior. Lizard people. Piece of shit. Weather machines. Hypocrite. New World Order. Warrior. 9/11 was an inside job. Warrior. Obama's Al-Qaeda. Warrior. And he also turned my frog gay with chemicals. Alex Jones. He's a fucking warrior. Alex Jones. Not just a fat fucking piece of shit. Alex Jones. Or a lying fucking hypocrite. Alex Jones. He's a fucking warrior. Pizzagate. Warrior. Martian child slave colony. Piece of shit. Satanists are taking over America. Obviously, Hillary Clinton is a pedophile. Yeah. Government mind control operation. Happened once. Sandy Hook was a hoax. What? Or maybe it happened. Yes, it did. Or it was a staged false flag. Whatever, I don't fucking know. Alex Jones. He's a fucking warrior. Alex Jones. Not just a fat fucking piece of shit. Alex Jones. Or a lying fucking hypocrite. Alex Jones. He's a fucking warrior. You totally believe what you say. You're not just using it to sell your tonics and dick pills. No, you're a true warrior. Or maybe you're really Bill Hicks. Well, I don't know. You're certainly not a hypocrite, whining about the wealthy elite while raking in millions, duping gullible and justifiably frightened citizens into buying your various iterations of iodine you repackage as survival supplements, you irredeemable trash bag of hell jizz. Fuck you, you fat-ass cuck. I can't believe you got your kids taken away. I'm not so much surprised by the fact that they were taken away as I am just amazed that you mastered the art of mind control enough to convince a flesh and blood woman to allow you to lazily thrust whatever monstrosity of a fuck nub you call a penis into her as you flop sweated your Pizza Hut and vodka residue that likely comprises every ounce of your bodily fluids onto her, you walking birth control ad. If I had a time machine I could use just once, I wouldn't go back and kill Hitler. I'd go back in time and kick your mom in that poisonous malevolence cavern she calls a cooch just before Satan fucks at you, Rosemary's Baby abortion. Just kidding, I'd totally kill Hitler. That was insensitive toward the victims and everlasting negative impact stemming from the atrocities carried out by the Nazi regime and all those hateful scumfucks that continue to carry out hate crimes in Hitler's name. Also, I shouldn't blame your mom for raising a sentient hate marshmallow like you. She's probably actually a good person. Unlike Alex Jones.
Yeah, I just wanted to hear that. That's fucking great.
Yeah, in that case, so, and one of the things I want to do is actually, and people will realize after this, I actually want to create a brand new song. I might even be working on it this week. The beauty of the pandemic, it gives a lot of time for a lot of stuff.
Beauty and the pandemic. No, it doesn't roll off the tongue. Doesn't.
No, but you know what?
It could be a Disney musical. You got little COVIDs. They're like animated by Pixar.
Oh, shit. They're so cute.
They're the Minions.
Yeah. Oh, we work all day and we kill your friends. Doodly doodly doo.
That's what Minions sound like.
And your grandparents won't fuck it. I've never seen anything.
I don't know either.
Yeah. No, I was actually just doing like my old elf, the elf voice.
Actually, I think I saw the first Minions movie and it didn't move me at all. And then like every Karen on earth thinks the Minions are the funniest fucking thing. Like, it's what moms post about now, which makes sense because they have kids and they watched it.
They do, yeah. And you know what? That's great when there's something they like.
But guess what they are? They're not cool.
Yeah,
they never were. The Minions movies are fun for children.
And here's the thing. But I don't want to like be like a dick and say this or anything like this because, and I'm sure a lot of these, these moms and dads who
be a dick. Be a dick.
Yeah, but you know who's less cool than Minions? Fucking moms who post about Minions.
Yeah, pretty much.
But here's the thing: those moms probably don't think they're cool. The cool thing about when we get older, I mean we are older right now.
Wait, are we not supposed to think we're cool?
It's okay we're supposed to think we're cool, but we are not cool.
Probably not.
No.
I don't know. I think I like the same games kids like. Video games, so do you.
That makes you a pedophile.
No, not those games. The video games.
Oh, not finger games? Oh, not finger games. Okay.
No, not Naked Tag.
Oh, shit. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Tag, you're dead. I like that game.
Naked flag football where your dick's the flag.
Yeah, capture the flag and get in my basement. Anyway, so yeah, after you hear like how crazy this is, you'll realize why I want to work on this Alex Jones song soon, because I got to strike while the iron is hot. Not that Alex Jones, he's a gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, I'm going to scroll down to where the story starts, basically, in truth, because this has a lot of 4 parts where it basically breaks down the story without even getting into the meat of it, so it's easier to start at the beginning, which is actually midway through.
Yes.
The far-right radio host launched into a maniacal outburst on his InfoWars show Tuesday, saying that he would kill and eat his neighbors. Quote, "You know what? I'm ready. My daughters aren't starving to death and I'll eat my neighbors," said Jones. That in my worst impression. You probably should have handled that one. His ex-wife, Kelly Jones, I had no idea he was married or had kids, honestly. That's horrifying. In fact, it's horrifying he has daughters.
Well, actually, one of the things about my song, I'm glad that I know that it's been out for years and you never listened to it.
I have, but I've forgotten it by now.
No, it's true, and it's actually barely part of the song. Toward the end of the song, I actually we go into a rant because at one point we did cover on the show how he's been in this ongoing, and apparently it's still going on. I'm surprised it's still going on. The ongoing battle for custody of his kids.
Oh, okay.
And
good.
Yeah, good because his ex-wife is like, he's fucking crazy, and then he got on the stand and he was like, no, it's a character I play, I'm not actually, and he tried to like backpedal and be like, oh, I was under a lot of duress and I'm a little crazy and I didn't know what I was saying, and then he goes right back to fucking doing the same thing he's doing
immediately. Yeah. She posted a clip on social media slamming all of his contents as homicidal and terrifying as they battle for the custody of their children, which if I had read a little further I would have seen. Now some of the bullet points of this said he would kill and eat his neighbors. He says I will eat your leftist ass like a corn on the cob. I'm ready.
Oh. Yeah, he talked about eating their ass more than once. Because the first time he said it was just like, I will eat your ass. And then it was like...
Sounds like he's got a fetish, first of all.
And I'm going, especially then he went right back into eating ass again, like right after that. And he specifically has been thinking about, like, I'll butter you up like a corn on a cob, and I'll put them little sticks in you, like the little ones that are shaped like little corn on the cobs, in the end with a little, little things that stick in the end there, and I'm going to roll you around in some salt.
What are those called? Corn holders?
Yeah, they're just like corn holders, but they're shaped like corn, which I think is fun.
A lot of the time, yeah.
Yeah, no, they're always shaped like that.
No, okay, now I'm going to personally make it a challenge to go on eBay and find them that are the most fucked up shit.
Actually, that's actually a funny thing. I bet there's some fucking funny corn holders on eBay. And actually, I would like to find out right now.
I'm going to make this the lamest eBay search ever. I'm just going to add it to my notes and look for it tonight.
Yeah, okay. Find out what we got on for corn holders here.
Corn holders.
Because here's the thing, they're definitely not all shaped like
there's got to be one shaped like dicks. Come on, dicks and corns, cornholes, dicks, cornholes.
And here's the thing, if anyone wants to sample
that audio and make it a song, by the way.
If not, then that's the new regardless, I think this is a good new content already, are the most obscure, dirty, filthy, whatever, corn holders, corn on the cob holders.
We'll make it the top of the show as an update next week.
All right.
And also, if anyone wants to make an EDM song of my isolated audio there, dicks, corn holders, dicks and corn holders. Yeah, there's a song there. Also, Jones has been known recently to be down in Texas protesting with the anti-lockdown people, and the FDA has removed his misleading statements from his website where he's trying to sell cures for COVID-19.
They're iodine supplements, most of them. And he had some other ones that were all fucked up, but everything on his site for a while were just iodine supplements.
See, I won't click on a site to give him the click to even look. I can imagine that if the FDA told him, and I'm sure he's a very smart man, to take away the word cure, and it's items sold as COVID-19 cure, he now just sells COVID-19. Because the word cure has been removed.
Yeah. But the only way to cure something is sometimes take a little bit of it. By the way, anti-vaxxer also.
Yeah, exactly. I was just thinking that as you said it. I'm like, isn't that a vaccine?
Yep, yeah.
So he literally sells the vaccine.
The vaccine, but we're not going to call it that because we know that we're anti-vax around here, so I'm just going to call it the cure. But of course, I'm not allowed to post that on the internet.
No.
So
it's
we're going ahead and we're just going to go and call it COVID-19. You just know that when you take it, you will have the lifeblood of an elk and you will be able to chop your neighbor's asses up and just smother them on a grill like chopped up pieces of corn, the little ones, the little short ones that you get, maybe those little baby ones you get in that Chinese food. Chinamen, I don't trust them mostly, but they do those little baby corn in the cob pretty good. I don't know what they use and what kind of shrinking ray they've got, but I know it's something that I'm looking at that technology. I got a lot of people taking a look at that technology, wondering how they shrink those corns down, because we got to find that.
I hate to fucking say this, but I had that talk with my wife recently. I asked her if she knew how did they shrink them.
I like the thought of them starting with large corn, shrinking them down.
But I was like, have you ever seen them grow in anyone's garden or seen seeds in the store for them? Like, but they're always in Chinese food and in cans in the store.
Oh yeah.
But I'm like, wouldn't it be kind of fucking awesome if they grew just like normal corn? But the corn plant was like 8 inches tall with little corn stalks.
So if you just go to like middle America, like Nebraska and Iowa and stuff like that with cornfields, but like 4 inches high.
Yes.
Like, oh, the amber waves are great. Yeah. Although I guess that's wheat or whatever.
But she literally was like, are you fucking serious? I'm like, if I can find seeds, I am growing a patch.
You're just like, we don't have a lawn anymore.
Like children of the tiny corn.
Yeah.
Like,
they're just standing like 2.5 feet above the corn.
We'll kill you like we killed our parents. Are you trying to hide and be creepy in that overgrown cornfield that reaches your ankles?
I can see your weird, creepy Amish hat. You're not fooling anybody.
Like, disperse, hide. We'll attack them from all angles. And they just kind of like run around in this little
just stand still, like stoically. Shh, he can't see us. I just like the thought of you just sitting out there with a piece of straw in your mouth and be like, howdy neighbor, yeah, just tending to the baby corn, yeah.
I want a baby corn farm stand in front of my house.
Yeah.
Corn, like the big sign. and do some of those stalks from like real ones, like that make it look legit. And then with the sign up like 2 cents per ear.
Yeah.
And people are pulling up going, what? And then you just these just trays of little teeny.
Can we get a bushel? Yeah, take about 6 years and 4,800 acres to do that.
That's me. Like, they're not shucked even is the most important part. Like, are we really supposed to shuck all these at home? It would take 500 of these to feed my family. Oh, you better get to shucking.
Yeah, better get to shucking. That's what my daddy always said. He died shucking.
Oh, to be honest, you could probably swallow the whole thing. It's so small, it'll probably just pass right through you like a pill.
Yeah, that's right. Might even be good for you, but I don't
know science. I assume all those pills are good and they just go right through your track.
I don't know science too well. I just got a shrinking ray that shrinks big corn down into little corn. I like the thought of people shrinking big corn into little corn instead of growing little corn and expanding it into big corn.
Shrink rays only work one way. That's why they called them shrink rays.
Yeah, they're shrink rays. No reverse rays. Those would be called grow rays. Yeah. Bobby's got one over there. He's got the biggest house in the block. Yeah.
All right, I like that, but also I had other content in mind before we got down the baby corn path. Okay. It was basically like
the baby corn path was very organic.
It was very good.
Yeah,
my thought was something along the lines of Blue Apron, but it's blue face mask, and it's a farm to table coronavirus vaccine. So they just give you a vial of coronavirus, and at home they give you the instructions on how to chop it with your brand new, brand new chef knife.
Yep,
like cut it just right,
and it comes
and then
add in little packets of like everything,
mercury to like keep it stable. A syringe.
Oh my god! Like
it comes with all the pieces
like
to make the
medical Blue Apron, where everything you need for any that's for like anything.
But you got to knife cut the virus into a usable vaccine.
Okay, no, like you can even get like penicillin 1 month, and it's just like a moldy chunk of something. Yeah. And they're just like, oh, you got to do this, and it just gives you all the instruction to be like, oh, sweet, that's a great idea for a skit too. I like this. Again, this is content other people can use, but I actually wouldn't mind creating something based on that. So other people can as well.
You remember that SNL stay-at-home episode I showed you where they did the restaurant?
They did the grocery.
Sorry, it's okay. I don't think anyone noticed.
Yeah.
Except us talking about it for longer than the incident.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Now it made it a little more noticeable by bringing a lot of attention to it. But
now we spend the next 20 minutes on that.
Apologizing. Yeah. All right.
But you know the grocery store skit that was really funny from SNL this past weekend or the weekend before, whenever the last one is.
Yes. Yeah.
And and they green screened it so fucking brilliantly, and they did it so easily. It was just shots of grocery stores, and then them doing green screen badly.
Oh yeah, because they
shook hands wrong.
Yeah, because they were leaning into it. They're like, we're not going to try to make this good because it's going to be way more difficult.
The wrong way.
And everybody knows we're not tricking anybody. Everybody knows we're doing this remotely, so let's lean into that and make that part of the comedy, which I absolutely love. Which is one of the things I really want to do with the green screen thing. Is very like Tim Heidecker's Dexter style, like bad green screen, or like Laser Cat style stuff. You
can do the Blue Apron for COVID or for anything just like that. Just in the background, you just show like someone with a knife cutting Well,
Yeah.
sometimes
Well, also,
sometimes people cut nothing to show you knife skills where you show with your fingers and stuff. You play one of those because they're cutting something you can't see.
And actually, even
The virus is invisible to the human eye, so...
It actually, like, in some cases, what I like to do is, like, or what I've wanted to do is, like, the thought of green screening stuff that absolutely doesn't need to be green screened. Like, in other words, green screening somebody, like, chopping up a carrot, but clearly green screening a fake carrot in there, and, like, them just chopping, like, and then just poorly photoshopping pieces of the carrot flying off and shit like that. You're like, why didn't you just get a carrot and chop it? That you don't need CGI for that.
Oh, I was just thinking about all that. Like, literally, like, green screening using a toilet where you just squat awkwardly, and then behind you is a toilet that doesn't quite match up with the angle.
The angle's off, the coloring's off, you're way too big for it.
You're lit by sunlight or natural lights or whatever. You're bright, but the room's, like, candlelit.
Yeah.
and the light would never hit you that way, like, that kind of thing.
Oh, dude, yeah. Absolutely.
A cat walks through the frame and actually, like, breaks your green screen image, like, walks through you.
That's right. that's the fun I want to have with green screening is the bad green screening stuff intentionally.
Actually, that'd be good. You have a cat walk in front of a green screen, so you have the cat capture, and then you have an image of you, like, doing something, like, just standing proudly outside with an American flag, and the cat walks straight through your chest.
Yeah, oh my God. Yeah.
Like, just casually, but on air, through you.
Yeah. Yeah, I love the, like, intentional bad green screening stuff, especially since it makes creating it so much easier, because, like, doing proper green screening, doing the actual compositing, if you or keying and stuff, if you actually light it properly and all that, is actually easy. The software makes it easy. It's preparing it enough and getting, because you need the green screen lit differently than the subject is, so you don't get shadows.
The green screen is so easy to do. I've done it at home. It's so fucking easy.
So as long as you can get, like, the good thing about doing, like, a quote unquote bad one is you don't have to worry about lighting the green screen properly or not having some wrinkles in it or, like, not having a shadow on it. It's even better if you do, or have another, like, thing clearly in the shot that you didn't mean to, like a soda can that is also part of the shot. So as you're walking, the soda can's, like, coming with you and shit like that.
Like,
next to you,
floating in the air.
Because, like, it just happened in the background. You didn't know it was there, so you didn't key it out.
Oh, I love that you just have multiple props. Yeah, and as you walk from set to set,
it's like a side table. It's just, like, walking with you.
The table, the can,
because you just forgot that you, like, move it. Yeah. So the green screen stuff is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's really good. In fact, I was looking at a lot of special effects stuff the other day because I love special effects.
Yep.
And I love the idea of mixing practical with CG.
Of course, yeah.
And
that's the way it should be done. Yeah.
And I saw some great zombie work where it was like someone in a full zombie costume, but where the holes were in their body was just green under the wound.
Yes, And
then they just video in the inside.
And remember when we were talking to a good friend of the show, and luckily, like, somebody who has stayed our buddy since, Mark Steger, the Demogorgon from, I mean, he's played in so many other things, but the thing we were talking about was a Demogorgon from the first season of Stranger Things, and that's all practical with him in a suit, but where the mouth was, they had, like, some green screen, like, stuff, so they could actually,
center, like a hole.
Yeah, so they could do that little bit of crazy, they could do some that crazy stuff that was going to be a little too tough with animatronics.
That's my favorite.
But everything else
now
is still a human being moving, so you don't get in that weird, like, once you start trying to get, like, mimic human movements and things like that, even if it's a monster movement, there's something about, like, an organic biological structure doing it. The second you get a CGI thing, you get, like, Scorpion King or The Rock kind of bullshit, which is one of the worst. But you still get the kind of bullshit today. You have to have so much, but if you do those little things, it's not human to begin with, and you have a whole biological thing, like, revolving around it, it can look amazing. Yeah. And that's the way CG, I'm totally on board with
that's
CG. That's
my favorite form of CG and practical, when you marry the two.
Because I'm also not going to say that everything should be practical either. Like, even in horror movies, that's great for a throwback, people who love the thought of, like, old 80s movies and stuff. Yeah. But there are also things like, if you can get blood packets. You don't need to CG fucking blood spurts and, like,
CG
muzzle
blood
bursts.
is a cinema sin. It should never be done.
By the way, I have so many CG blood things, like, downloaded now because I'm going to use the shit out of them, like, so much. So really bad, like, muzzle flashes and CG blood, because I'm gonna, like, that's the stuff I want to do. All the CG sins I hate, I want to do in front of the screen.
I might do a little green screen project myself at home tonight. Just a little mini one. Like, just take out my nice camera, my Canon.
Yep.
Set it up on a tripod, and like I said, just tear a shirt. Put a little green or blue, something totally different color than the environment.
You've got access to After Effects and from Adobe Premiere.
Throw it into either one of those and just literally drop a video on the hole in your shirt.
Yep.
And then just have the camera, like, pan into you.
Yep.
So it's you just standing there, and you might see something, but as it pans in, you really see it.
Yeah. The other thing I like, there's the stuff that you can do nowadays with, just like the Adobe Suite, or, like, even some, cheaper programs out there probably. But
I've done that with Adobe After Effects once.
After
before.
Effects is great,
and I've done it with Photoshop
yeah.
using a green screen with the family. We all sat in front of a fake green screen I built in our
yeah,
house.
and with Photoshop, it's so
I did my Christmas photo
almost
2 years
easier
ago.
because there's so many like things you can do with just a single image versus actually doing it via After Effects, which technically you can. It's just sometimes you have to do rotoscoping and things like that. But
no, we just did a family
green
Christmas
screen
photo of that.
Yeah.
Like we put a giant fox in the background licking all of us, and then I'm holding a lightsaber, and there's plants we don't own all over the place.
Oh yeah,
I always like putting potted plants in my Photoshops.
Oh yeah,
people have commented like, "Why is there a plant there?" I'm like, I put them in everything. I did that to one girl. She asked me, a friend of Kelly's, she asked me to Photoshop her cat being cooler than it was or something like that. So I gave it laser eyes, and then I threw like this fern in a pot next to it, and it looked legit like it should be in the room. She goes, "What's up with the potted plant?" I'm like, "You don't decorate for shit. I'm fixing your house."
Yeah, you didn't tell me I couldn't fix the rest of your piece of shit fucking life.
It's literally how I played it.
Yeah, I didn't just make your cat cooler, I made your entire life cooler.
Yeah. Now go buy a fucking fern.
Yeah, that's all it took. It's got like iStock photo across
And that's how she found out she was allergic to ferns. R.I.P.
R.I.P. Yeah.
All right, we have time for one last story.
Yeah,
and
we're about what, about 50 minutes in, I think. Man,
so
we're good.
let's do web droppings.
Dropping 2.0.
All right, we have one story and only one story that fucking matters this week: murder hornets. As if we are not dealing with enough shit right now, Washington State and the lower western corner of Canada have an invasive species that has come over from Asia. It is the murder hornet. And why is it called that? It murders entire bee colonies swiftly and viciously by beheading them, flying their corpses away to eat.
Brutally, dude. This is a flat out
destroys the hive.
Dude, this is here's the thing. If it wasn't for the fact that it's like we can't afford to be losing fucking bees, right? Like it would actually probably be less devastating on the entire world if these are things that like killed people, because we'd probably pay closer attention to them.
Oh, they kill people.
And yeah. Oh, and they
We haven't gotten to that.
Yeah, they haven't beheaded them yet, but
No.
But we're waiting for it. This is the beginning of a horror movie. No, in other words, like they're devastating to bee colony. They wipe out entire colonies of bees.
Yeah.
And we can't. There's already like that. The issues with bee colonies where they're just dropping
Colony
dead.
collapse.
We're just like, why is this happening?
Like
and
half
we
of
know
all bees on Earth are gone.
and it's going to cause such a fucking like issue with our ecosystem, with or without like shit like COVID on board.
And these fucking murder hornets, they don't pollinate flowers.
If it wasn't
They're
for
hornets.
if it wasn't
They do
for how
nothing.
terrible it was, I would be I'm a little still pretty gung ho about these. This is the most metal fucking shit.
They're 2 inches long. They're
fucking- dude,
They're
and
black with orange stripes, dark orange stripes.
Dude, metal as fuck.
They have
dude.
Spider-Man, like Venom from Spider-Man style eyes,
and they rip heads off.
Yep. And they can sting through a beekeeper's suit. And even one beekeeper was trying to eradicate a colony late at night because they sleep at night. He wore layers of sweatpants under a beekeeper's suit, and they still went through it.
Baller, dude.
Yep. And apparently when you get stung by them, it feels like being stabbed with hot metal.
Yep.
That's how it's been described.
Here's the thing, like just getting stung. I haven't been stung in years, but I used to get stung all
Same.
the time as a kid. You know, like
It
run
hurts.
around the trees and
It
stuff like
fucking
that.
hurts.
And even when you're like. Everybody's a little bit allergic, which is a lot of where the pain and
I was allergic as a kid. It could have killed me.
I was never like
I'm not now
I was
as an
never
adult.
allergic or anything like that. So even like the base level, the fact that like that little thing, it could just be a little wasp or a little whatever.
You get
little,
stung by a
little
bee
white,
outside,
like
you fucking
little yellow
notice.
jacket,
It hurts.
something like that. It's immediate like. Shoot, like it's because it's not just if it was just that little stinger, that's a splinter. You're not going to feel that. It's the shit that's around it that's doing that. So if something is like intended to cause serious pain and fucking murder, that shit has got to hurt. It's got to be probably more like being bit by a fucking poisonous snake or something.
Or hot metal being shoved into your body.
Yes, that's
I like that because that sounds horrible.
It definitely sounds horrible.
They kill about 50 people a year in Japan alone.
Okay.
They can kill you, obviously. They are aggressive as fuck.
Why do anything about it until it becomes as bad as the flu?
I've been reading outside of this one.
Not even the flu.
Well, luckily we're not thinking that way. We'll get to that in just a moment.
It's not even the flu. Why think about it? Sorry, I'm trying to apply all the fuck logic, fuck dick, stupid logic to all this shit. Not a problem till everybody dies.
So, I was reading outside of the story about it a lot because it's fascinating.
Very.
One person disturbed a hive and they chased the person. all the way into their house and then spent 30 minutes banging on the glass
That's
of
a Tom and
of
Jerry
the door.
cartoon. Like, straight up, that's Looney Tunes shit. Where somebody does that, and the bees are outside, like,
waiting,
creating, like, new, like, they're, like, creating ropes and shit to get into the windows, and they're, like, they're tricking the person, like, dressing up like a woman, like, like, but it's all like, well, they look a lot like murder hornets in the shape of a woman, but I'm horny, so I'm gonna go out there with my dick fucking poked out hard. I got my stinger.
They smacked against this person's door for 30 minutes, and it said it sounded like hail because they're 2 inches.
Yeah,
and they can fly 20 miles per hour.
Yeah, and if they're doing,
that's
that,
a fucking slow bullet hitting your window.
Yeah, and all it is, and they're taking turns, so it's like that, and then somebody's like, they're big enough and strong enough where they're probably just shaking it off. And then going right back at it. They probably have waves, like, you know, like in the old days where you like load a musket, you shoot, and then you just step back and somebody else would be there.
I know exactly like I did that in the old days.
Remember when we used to do that?
Remember when we used to do that?
Yeah, we used to do that.
Musket class in high school.
That's right.
We're old.
Yeah.
Actually, we're not that old, but we're old enough to remember killer bees, which came from Mexico, and we're going to eradicate everything in the U.S. Remember that scare?
Yeah, now we're just like,
bring
the killer bees back. Yeah. We just need bees.
Yeah. Actually, killer bees did make honey. I would take them any day of the week.
The thing is that, we need like certain types of bees, and hornets are not the same.
Hornets are just evil creatures. They do nothing good except hurt you and hurt other
even
things.
Worse.
I fucking hate wasps. I'm scared. I'm scared
are
of wasps.
Those guys are like the fucking white nationalists of fucking of that. I don't even know like what bees and hornets.
They're fucking
like,
garbage.
Yeah.
So bees have, in other countries where this murder hornet has been around for a little bit longer, have figured out a way to kill them. It's inefficient, but it works. They essentially swarm over the body of the murder hornet, cover it, and then flap their wings as fast as they can to generate body heat. And then when they encapsulate a hornet, it's crazy to see this because it takes like 100 honeybees to cover a hornet. They surround it.
Fuck that hornet, dude.
They get their wings
Go
going.
honeybees, dude. This is fucking
and
dope.
They get their internal body temperatures up so high that mass of them cooks the hornet in the middle, crispy.
Yes, it's almost like microwave style.
Yeah,
like
microwave the hornet.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
So fucking bees for the win, man. Oh, that's the way. I mean, yeah, sure. It might take a bazillion of them to fucking do it, but you know what? That's why they work. They work as a unit. Yep. They work as like. That's where you have like the hive mind really comes in handy because you're like, yo, we're gonna fucking do this. We got me and a fucking 300 boys gonna go out there and kill this one big ass fucking 2-inch goddamn murder hornet. First of all, we know he's badass. He's called a murder hornet.
So the title of your movie is The Boys. That's the second worst joke of the show. Second.
Or was it the best of the entire podcast history? Oh, by the way, I will say happy birthday to us. I think a little while ago, sometime in April maybe, we hit 6 years.
Wow. Congratulations to both of us, I guess.
And obviously
this is COVID. We just totally...
And honestly, with all of this stuff, we're also, we should definitely be at episode 300 by now, but we are not because we're doing this like... We don't feel right about doing The shows we're doing don't feel like the same exact as normal. So we're going to get to 300. Yeah. Ultimately, you're getting more than that in episodes.
And what we'll do is we'll air 300, which is going to be our grand, masterpiece, obviously.
And I hope that it will happen sometime in 2020. But if not, maybe we'll just have all of 2020 is going to be COVID. But
I'm a numerical Nazi. I like order. I like everything to work. Yeah. I like to know how many we did. So once we do 300,
you hate Jewish numbers.
We count all the COVID ones and then skip from 300. I heard you. I'm rolling right past. And we skip straight to like 320.
That's right. Just go straight. Yeah. He's like, this is it. And then we'll be like, we'll get to 300 eventually.
No, yeah,
or just wait till 400.
Yeah, we'll get to 400 eventually. But yeah, no, we'll do a jump, I think, because if we do 10 COVID episodes, and then we do 300, I say then after 300 we go to 310.
That's gonna fuck me up way more. Honestly.
I don't care.
Yeah, that's way worse. If that's the case, then we go back, renumber these, and we don't do a 300. That's the way we got to do it. This is the thing that's going to break up the podcast.
Actually, you know what? This show's weird enough, and we don't give too many fucks. We could just have the episode 312 Grand Spectacular.
It might be the way to do it. Because honestly, like we're not going to be focusing on that aspect of it. We want to make sure to keep bringing the shows, and it's a little tougher. We can get together. Like we allow ourselves to get together this one time a week. We are socially distanced, with we're not recording with face masks. I feel like it would be probably problematic to the audio.
I've heard people do it on a live podcast. I've seen videos of Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes do it.
If you have like a lab or something underneath, it'd be one thing. But if you're actually getting,
I saw Jason Mewes do it with Kevin Smith once, where he had the mask on, and they literally had his sound guy who was over to like off screen because they did it like on a porch, but the sound guy was there.
Yeah.
He literally was like, "Can you lean in more or something?" Because he really was muffled to the point.
Well, yeah. At some point, like you can get to. I bet if you got close enough and then you adjusted the EQ, you could essentially make it sound like better. But you have to like make up for the muffling EQ wise is one thing, but it's another thing when you're also quieting yourself. So you get closer.
Also,
boom.
To anyone worrying about us and our health, we're in Vermont. We have a low number of cases, and we both socially distance and quarantine. So
and I do not leave this. But you, I do not leave this house, and the only people who come over here are people I know, I trust, and I know that they are not going to. I also know their lifestyle, and it's just one group of people. And also, when they're over here, I've got like we're sitting on 2 different couches. We're sitting 6 feet apart. We're not snuggling. We're not drinking.
No more
the same
laps
glasses.
like the old days.
Yeah.
No more laps.
Oh yeah, man. I miss the days of our podcast where I'd sit on your lap. Anyway, I think that does it for the show. I think we're at the
and no new content for Murder Hornets, whatever.
Who needs it?
I guarantee Sci-Fi Channel already got the rights to that name and is already making a movie.
I'm pretty sure if you just look back in history, there's been 20 fucking movies or shows about that kind of thing. Anyway, I'm waiting for something that's very intentionally based on this.
Sci-Fi Channel.
Maybe
if you're listening, can you name the movie Buzzkill? Come on.
Yes, please.
Best joke of the show, right?
I mean, not even joke. I mean, greatest idea. So anyway, we are going to go out on the Juggalo song. Hope you enjoyed the episode, and we will keep bringing you some stuff. We got some other non-coronavirus stories listed that we didn't get to today, but maybe we'll
roll them into next week.
Pop them into next week, or maybe do like go back to headlines, where every once in a while we would talk about the ones that we didn't get to the week before, or just headline version, no new content, that kind of thing. Because there's some good stuff in here, man.
I mean, we also talked about maybe doing the Zoom thing, which we're not going to really talk about in the show right now, because if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen.
Exactly.
But those could be kind of part of that if we're trying to make it sound like a show almost.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
All right, so we're just going to leave you with that mystery.
Yeah, and Juggalo song, and look for maybe hopefully a new Alex Jones song and some other new content we came up with today that hopefully will come out for you. And regardless, I want everybody out there to get lost and stay safe.
Get lost.
Face down in a gutter, eating shit in a pile. Drinking Fago with my homie, balls deep in cherry pie. This is the start of the night with my clique. We're off the fucking granite swamps with Hitler's petrified dick. It ain't the end though, it's just the beginning. Tell them what else we got in store in too deep. I'm in too deep, letter N number 2. But number 1 when it comes to talking boo. And by boo I mean shit, I talk shit to all your jugger hoes. Steal your juggalettes and feed your ass to the wall. Gang slanging bitches better run, I ain't scared man. Cause I got rabbit on me fuckers and I can't feel pain. Fucking dead bodies doing drugs in the field. Perplexed by simple science and I really like God.
Lost and found, letter N number found. Have you ever seen a rainbow? That shit is profound. How the fuck do those work? And what the fuck is rain? Where the babies come from? Man, that's insane. God's work is amazing, never cease to amaze me. How the fuck do they make Cheerios? That shit is crazy. Little circles of grain, good for your heart. Only God could be a part of that miracle.
I'm the smart one. I drink beer and blow shit up into whippets. Yeah, to the bee's knees. They make me dizzy. I'm confused most of the time, but God takes care of me. Gave me a family, also diabetes. Or that was the Fago, maybe. Probably didn't bother with sugar-free. Cause eventually I thought I'd grow out of this need, but no, can't do, man. It's just the way it be. I'm a juggalo for life. Fuck me.
I'm a fat guy in makeup. I really like cupcakes. I live in my mother's basement, but I call her my landlord. I shit my pants and she cleans up after me. After she dies, I'll most likely preserve her body and keep it in the attic. And she'll keep it safe.
Whoa, FGM. That shit's a bit too fucked up. For a juggalo. Talking about keeping your moms all dead in the attic and shit. That's fucked, man.
Well, she's the only woman that'll ever love me. She let us use her basement to record this after all.
Franklin?
Yeah, Mama?
Franklin, is everything okay down there? I heard your shitty fucking music stopped. Are you and your circus friends ready for dinner? You know, no woman will ever love you like Mama.
Okay, Mama.
Every woman is a whore and they're out
Yeah, we're coming upstairs pretty soon.
Mama, don't come upstairs and you and your friends get your Easy Mac. Get your Easy Mac. Get your Easy Mac. Easy Mac.